Welcome to Real Swell. Let's talk about some movies. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoy the show. These aliens were here. We know why they were here, and it was 80 years ago. Well, the director of the Department of Homeland, what it means for these athletes to say, no, that's the expectation. I'm going to meet it, whatever the cost. Now You See Me, Now You Don't is the third installment in the Now You See Me franchise, and I've enjoyed this franchise. The first two movies I thought were really good, they were really fun. It's about a group of magicians taking down the corrupt however way they can, usually by way of magic tricks. Now, this third one introduces another set of horsemen, magicians who find a target and create an elaborate scheme to get them in a public place to unearth all of their dirty secrets and steal back the money that they've taken from other people and give it back to them. And this movie really has a fun time doing it. The first trick is very mind blowing, actually, the way that they have it set up and then the final reveal. The entire movie, up until I would say the third act, feels like one big magic trick. It tricks you into thinking one thing, similar to the first two movies. They, an all an illusion, essentially. But the end of this movie is kind of a letdown to me, to be honest with you, simply because of that final reveal, that final twist, the turn, as it's called. Now, this comes from not the plot of the movie, like how everything is laid out. It makes sense and I understand it, and the story is told the way that it needs to be told. But the reason that it was disappointing to me is because of one of the actors, Justice Smith. He is the ultimate twist of this movie. But from the first scene that he appears on screen, which is immediately, through the first 10 or 15 minutes of the movie, he doesn't really say much. He's very reserved. And that's the character that they are presenting to us. But it was weird to me because Justice Smith isn't like that in any of the other movies he's been in. So it was weird that he was on screen and not saying anything. It was weird that he was on screen looking uncomfortable. But that's the character that they were trying to give us, one who's very reserved, very quiet, and not really having much to say. But in the Pokemon movie, he was in the Jurassic World movies. He's a very good actor. He's very charismatic. He has a lot to say. He's very loud. He's got a lot of personality. And they stripped that away in this movie. But it didn't feel natural. Like, I was wondering to myself, why is this actor of this caliber not given more lines? It was very strange. And then towards the middle of the movie, they try to hint that the character that we've been given isn't really who he is. And by way of saying, you seem one way, but it's kind of like you're reserved on purpose because you're afraid of stepping out into the spotlight, having your own voice, and being heard. But I already got that feeling because of who Justice Smith is, not because of the character. And I thought they were trying to trick us intentionally. I feel like it was unintentionally very obvious just because of how the actor was given direction within the movie. Now, the story, all the effects, they bring back the original cast, and everybody's having a good time. It's very funny. The chemistry seems pretty good. I would say that Atlas's foil in the movie, he kind of comes off even more of a douchebag than Atlas does, but in a different way, in a Gen Z kind of way. And that was another theme of the movie was the older generation trying to understand the younger generation and vice versa, and this tit for tat that were going on, that they had going on. And it was awkward at times because it didn't feel like the writers knew how to mesh those two things together where they would be awkward but also natural, if that made any sense. Like naturally, when you have two generations trying to speak to each other, it can be comical, but at the same time, there's this mutual understanding that we don't understand each other. But this one in this movie, these conversations, they felt forced and it felt like they were trying to be campy with it, and it wasn't funny to me. But overall, the main villain of the story gets her comeuppance. It's about them trying to take back this diamond from her and redistribute that wealth because of where that diamond comes from. The final magic trick, it's very well put together, but again, it's disappointing only because Justice Smith's character and how they bring that turn about. But overall, it's a very fun movie. It's a very good movie. I would definitely see it again. And again, the first two of these movies I thought were really good. I really like Jesse Eisenberg, even though most people would disagree. Now, they do get rid of a character in this movie, probably for the best, given who that character is. I won't necessarily spoil who the character is. And they also bring back a character who I was waiting to see the entire time, and they finally gave it to us at the very end to foreshadow there are more movies coming. So I'm excited for that. Actually, we'll get more of these Now You See Me movies, probably mainly focusing on this new generation of horsemen. So go ahead and check it out. It's very good.